Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday edition of Weather Impact Now. I'm Chief Meteorologist Trevor Burchett. For today's show, we're going to take a look back at some of the wildest weather this week, from here at home to all across the country. But first, as always, let's check in with Reagan Boone for a check of the forecast here at home for tonight and for the weekend. Hey, Reagan.
Yeah, thank you, Trevor. As you can see behind me over Midtown, just some clouds, but rather calm. Still really warm, though. 84 feels like 90. But that humidity is going to ramp up right now. That heat index across the Mid-South sitting near to even above 90, 93 in Forest City, 95 in Corinth. Really, really warm out there. And unfortunately, that heat index is going to go right up this weekend. It was just the bad news. Over the next 4 hours, we're not going to see very much cooling overnight tonight. Going to be cooling down to those lower 80s. Tonight, though, I think we're going to be mostly dry. Now, I'm not going to fully rule out a shower or storm overnight tonight. 76 for that low. So like I said, not going to see much relief in the cooling department overnight tonight. So again, I'm going to be mostly dry. And I think that's going to be the case tomorrow for northern Mississippi and parts of Arkansas. But unfortunately, we are going to see some rain in West Tennessee. That high 91. You know, that full forecast is going to be coming up.
Well, it was certainly a busy start to the week when it comes to the weather. Monday morning started off with strong thunderstorms that produced high wind gusts, knocking down some trees in East Memphis. But the biggest impact by far was the heavy rain and the flooding. Downpours happened over the same locations for hours at a time, producing as much as 8 inches of rain in parts of Poinsett County, Arkansas. Here in Memphis, rain totals of 3 to 5 inches were reported, with some of the highest totals falling in northeast Memphis. That was more than enough rain to overwhelm drainage systems and cause problems on the roads. Numerous reports of flooding came in through the morning, including here on Interstate 240, several streets through Midtown and East Memphis, and even some neighborhood roads becoming impassable. The good news is that it was all a fast-moving event. The rain moved out by late morning. The showers ended by lunchtime, and the floodwaters receded through the afternoon. While it did create a messy morning commute, thankfully, conditions improved rapidly and most of the area was able to dry out as we headed into the evening hours. Now, what didn't clear out quickly was the damage that the flooding caused. One Bartlett homeowner is still cleaning up after floodwaters rushed into her house during Monday morning's heavy rain. She says the water caused major damage inside the home. The homeowner says water started pouring into her home around 8:45 Monday morning. Within minutes, she says floodwaters damaged furniture, cabinets, and other belongings as the water moved through the house. She told us she was home alone when it all happened.
Yeah, from outside, from here to inside the house, from the garage door, and I'm going to my living room, my bathroom, my kitchen, and I was really scared. I don't know what to do.
She also says this isn't the first time flooding has been a problem in the area and wants the city to take a closer look at the drainage. For now, she plans to stay somewhere else while she starts the cleanup and repair process. Well, it wasn't just us dealing with flooding. Many Gulf states are still recovering from heavy rain and wind brought on by the remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur. Some areas saw nearly 2 feet of rain in just a day or two. Residents in Pearl River County, Mississippi, were allowed to return to their homes after officials lifted an evacuation order that was put in place over concerns about a potential dam failure amid rising water. Officials ultimately decided they had high confidence that the dam would hold. But that high water, just part of the monumental flood threat hitting areas in the Gulf and the South due to the remnants of that tropical storm. Justin Michaels with the Weather Channel has more from Mississippi.
More than 14 inches of rain fell here in Wiggins, Mississippi, and Perkinston, Mississippi as well, just to our south along Highway 49. And what that did is take bodies of water like the Red Creek and take it well over its banks and flood homes and businesses and RV parks. In fact, the Perk Beach RV Park, you can see recreational vehicles, motorhomes, and campers finally being exposed from the water. There was probably about half of that trailer that was filled with water when the water level was at its height because of the tremendous amount of rain that fell. But look how much more water needs to drop along the Red Creek. Remember, we're not talking about a raging river. We're talking about a creek that goes through this part of Mississippi that is still well over its banks, hundreds and hundreds of feet from where it should be, and all through this RV park, also filling up homes. Some of the accounts of folks we talked to, as much as 7 feet of water in their homes. It was lapping up against the ceiling. We know there were water rescues through people's roofs. The sheriff of the county having an axe breaking through roofs to make a hole so people can escape through the roof. They had to escape to their attic space. Other people being rescued from trees. The good news is water levels are receding. The bad news is there is more rain in the forecast. In Wiggins, Mississippi, I'm Justin Michaels, the Weather Channel.
Now, landfalling tropical storms just don't bring heavy rain and flooding. They can also spawn tornadoes. This is video from Chalmette, Louisiana, just outside of New Orleans last Friday. Several tornadoes were confirmed to have touched down due to the remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur, and many are still picking up the pieces. Avondale, Louisiana, one of those hard-hit communities.
The recovery is underway on George Street in Avondale as members of United Way and Rebuilding Together New Orleans work to clean up debris after an EF1 tornado tore through the neighborhood.
I'm grateful to still be here.
For Rolana Hills, it's a second chance at life. Hills says she was inside her trailer when the tornado hit at 5 a.m. Thursday. She says she didn't hear the storm, but she remembers the moment it struck her home.
2 of my windows burst out, and one of my window units were actually coming at me.
She says it was a matter of seconds before the roof caved in on her. She started crying for help before a neighbor came to the rescue.
I'm pinned in there, please help me, please help me. And Mr. Sensor came and he tried to assist get me up. And he had no shoes, no nothing.
I want that lady in my life.
That neighbor was Gilbert Simmons. Simmons says he had just felt his own trailer lift off the ground when he heard Hills crying for help. Barefoot, he made his way through the debris to get to her.
I just yanked it down while I could get in. Her leg was like that and pent, so I lifted. I think that was a big TV, enough where she could slide her shoulder from under.
I am on crutches. I do have some bruised muscles, but I'm still here. And I'm here by the grace of God.
This tornado displaced at least 4 residents on George Street. United Way Chief Strategy Resiliency Officer Michelle Clark-Payne says communities recover quicker when everyone comes together to lend a hand.
That's really kind of the model of United Way. It takes all of us united, right? So it's that idea of community members, our corporate partners, our volunteers all coming out and mobilizing. So whether people can give financially and help give that direct cash assistance, or whether they give of their time, both are equally as important.
For now, Hills will stay at her mother's house. She says the wind may have been strong enough to take her home, but not enough to break her faith.
Coming up on ABC24 Weather Impact Now, the Midwest has also been hit incredibly hard by severe storms over the last few weeks. We'll check in on our friends to the north after this.